If Ag is positive 1 and N is minus 3, 3 Ags, and we'll put it as a little subscript right there. That's how we deal with our charges, with little subscripts to make sure, yeah, you need 3 of the positive ones. That balances out the negative 3. And last combination here, I've got K and Br. K still positive 1, Br still negative 1. Ethan, does KBr add up to 0 the way it is? Yeah, it does. It's positive 1 and negative 1, huh? All right, so we've done step 1, we've done step 2, we've done step 3 with our subscripts. Number 4, balance the overall reaction equation. Now we use those coefficients. We fill in the blanks with coefficients at the very, very end.
I think I have a way to solve this.
You can solve the puzzle?
I think I can.
Okay, let's see. Let's hear it.
Coefficient of 3 in front of silver bromide.
Okay, that gives me 3 silvers on both sides.
And then, of course, since we put 3 silvers on that side, and it made 3 bromines on that side, we also have 3 potassiums on the left side. So put a 3 in front of potassium bromide.
Good job, Ian. Nice. I like how you did that and explained it really well. So the very last thing I did was those blue 3s. Those are coefficients. They are done at the very, very end. All right, so it's not bad, but it is a lot of work because you got to look up all those individual charges. Let's try this next one together. I'm going to erase my charges so I'll have a little room to write. All right, calcium and chloride react with sodium oxide. Tell me one of my products, just in terms of words. Jade, what's one of my products here? Ca. What does Ca get with, though? Huh? So I've got to put together my inners and my outers. You said Ca. I like that. What's Ca going to bond with on the other side? Oxygen. Nice. So it's going to be CaO plus blank. Now I'm going to put together the other pair. Brandon, what is the other pair going to be made of? Good. I like how you said sodium first. I'm sorry. I should do words first. I'm out to lunch here. Let's do words first. Calcium oxide. That's how I did the last one. Plus sodium chloride. Now we'll do all the symbols underneath here. Isabella, what are the element symbols for calcium and chlorine? Ca and Cl make calcium chloride. I'll fix their charges and everything in a minute. Gunner, you know what the symbol for sodium is? Jared? Na, nice. Should listen to Tyler. Tyler's going to tell me oxygen. What's oxygen, Tyler? O. All right, then on the other side, we'll put them together. CaO, that's what I accidentally wrote last time, plus NaCl. Okay, we put together our outers and inners. Jared, what does the board say step 2 is? Determine the charge. We're going to use our periodic table and determine these charges, everybody. Dalton, what's the charge of calcium? +2. Ian, what's the charge of chlorine? -1. So, Kendall, how would calcium and chlorine have to come together? 2 chlorines. So we'll put a little 2 right there as the subscript. CaCl2. And then I can erase those charges after I see how it comes together. M, what's the charge of Na?
1.
+1. Actually, I will leave those charges so we can look at them on the other side. Casey, what's the charge of oxygen as an ion? -2. So Na is +1, oxygen's -2. Braylon, what's the chemical formula when Na and O come together? Yeah, look at those charges up there. We got our chart. I put the charges in red underneath them. Good job. I need Na2O to make that balance out. Add up to 0. The charges are the same on the other side, so it helps if I look them up already. Don't have to go look them up again. Tanner, what do you think about the formula for CaO? It's fine the way it is. Good answer. Henry, what about the formula for Na and Cl? It's fine the way it is. It's +1, -1. That adds up to 0. I don't need any subscripts on that side. So, Jordan, now I need to move on to my next step. I just finished step 3. What's step 4 say? Yeah, we need some coefficients to balance the whole thing. Let's give somebody else a try this time. Let's give somebody else a try. Huh? That's true. Give everybody else a brain break.
Yeah.
Let me get Ethan to check my calciums. Ethan, do the calciums match on each side? Yep. Jay, did the chlorines match on each side? No, I've got 2 on the left and 1 on the right. So Brandon, what can I do to make the chlorines match? Okay, I'll put a 2 over there. What do you think about that, Ian?
That is all you need to do.
That's all I needed to do, because that also fixed my NAs, didn't it? So we're done, and we can move on to the next one. Should we do one more together?
Yes. Let's do number. Yes.
I heard some yeses. Somebody wants to go on his own. He's sick of hearing me talk. But I want to do the next one together. Why do you think I might be extra interested in the next one?
Polyatomic.
Yeah, good. We've got some polyatomics there. I see ATE. I just want you to watch out for polyatomics. So when I see ATE or ITE, I need to get my little blue card out probably to find the formulas for those guys and their charges. Well, first thing we'll still do, though, is put together your insides and your outsides. Gunner, if I put together my outer species here, what would calcium get with? It got with that last time, but we're looking at number 2 now. What's calcium going to get with in number 2? Good, calcium sulfate. So you can just write that, calcium sulfate. All right. Tyler, what's my other product going to be? Good job. Potassium and nitrate get together. Tyler, why didn't you say nitrate potassium? Because nitrate came first. Because potassium's the metal. The metal goes first in the formula and the name. Okay, now we got to put these things together. Jared, tell me the symbol for calcium. Ca. Dalton, what's the formula for nitrate? ATE. NO3. I like it. It's polyatomic. Maybe I'll put it in parentheses just so I can see it's a polyatomic there. May or may not have to have them, but that jumps out as a polyatomic with some parentheses. Ian, what's the formula for potassium?
Potassium nitrate.
I'm still on the left side here, so I'll do potassium.
Potassium sulfate.
Just give me potassium first. What's potassium symbol?
Okay.
Okay, and since you're telling me about sulfate, do you know what sulfate is?
SO4.
Yeah, good. We'll look up its charge in a second. All right, and we've got everything now, right? We know the calcium is Ca. We know sulfate's SO4. Potassium is K, and it gets with the nitrate. Okay, we did our inners and our outers. M, what's my next step with the double replacement reaction? What's step 2? Look on the whiteboard. You jump to step 4. Maybe you're talking about balancing, but what's just step 2 on my list right there? Yeah, determine the charges. So let's look for our charges, and we'll use that to kind of balance out the charges. Casey, what's the charge of calcium? +2. You're going to really know some of these charges once we're done with this stuff. Braylon, what's the charge of nitrate? You looked that one up for me a lot yesterday. I bet you remember it. Yeah, good. -1. Tanner, what's potassium's charge? It's K. It's on the left side. +1. Okay, now on the blue list, Henry, what's sulfate's charge? Sulfate, it's -2. Yeah, you looking at phosphate? Yeah, sulfate's -2. Does anything's charge change? Nope. So now you can just repeat those charges on the other side. You did all that work to look them up. You just have to look them up once. Now let's use those charges to come up with any subscripts. If calcium's +2 and nitrate's -1, does that add up to 0? Nope. So Ethan, what do I need to do to make that add up to 0? Yeah, I need another nitrate, so I got to put a little 2 after it. Use a different color here so it doesn't look like the charges. J, K is +1, sulfate's -2. How can I get that to add up to 0? Subscript 2 of the K. Good job. You're doing good work, everybody, because this is almost as tough as it gets in chemistry, I think. This for this class. If you're putting these together and able to combine them and balance it, you're doing everything. Brandon, what about calcium and sulfate on the right-hand side? Does that add up to 0 the way it is? So do I need any more subscripts? Nope. And Isabella, does that add up to 0 the way it is? So I don't need anything else. If you're a real purist and want to be perfect, you don't have to have the parentheses on these that don't need any kind of a subscript, but if you want to keep them there because it helps you see that polyatomic, you're welcome to leave them there. Gunnar, how many calcium ions are on the left? There's actually just one. Its charge is 2, but there's just one calcium. Tyler, how many calciums are on the right? 1. Does that match? Let's check out nitrate. Jared, how many nitrates are on the left? No. So I want everybody to hear this because that's a common. I get that a lot. The 3 is part of nitrate's identity because it's 3 oxygens, but there's 2 of the nitrates. Dalton, how many nitrates are on the right-hand side right now? 1. There's just 1. Does that match? No. So Ian, what do I need to do to get my nitrates to match?
You literally do the exact same thing as the previous question.
I sure do. That's right.
And it has the exact same result.
And that's the one place where I forgot to put my blank, so it doesn't really matter, but has the same pattern because those charges had a similar pattern of +2, -1 on the left. Okay, I think you're good to go on your own. I think you're ready to fly away on your own. So
I'm not even sure if one repeating has to be actually sure.
yeah, all of these will have, so you're not going to use your activity series for these. All of these you'll put together, your outers and your inners.
Okay, so they all react.
Yeah, so there's no, I mean, there is something that we're not getting into just yet that does affect these, but we're going to assume all of these react. And all of them are set.